Good evening, no. Good evening, Royal Touch. Thank you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adults of all ages, and to everyone joining this call today, my name is Lawyer Taj. I am your co-host for today, hosting with my one and only brother, architect George Alendo.
Also,
You decided to quick the lane. So once again, y'all are welcome to this call, and it's gonna be an awesome one. We will try to compress as much as we can within 1 hour, so we'll be done. For today, we'll be looking at quite a number of important topics that would lay a foundation for the training we will be receiving from our own Professor John Essie. I think that training is gonna come maybe tomorrow or next. But I'm sure we will all get the information when the time comes. Right. So with me today is architect George Alendu, and I want to also thank everyone for coming on the call and being on here. We would not waste much time. We will go directly to what we have. And we have like a breakdown synopsis of what we will be teaching on today. And this is like a continuation of what we did yesterday. We're going to be talking basically on just some few words on introduction to cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, what RoyalQ is, a signal, what to consider while picking a signal, how to enter a trade with a signal, what is take profit in a signal, picking trades by picking trades using the trading view, and this is where George Alendu is going to come into it. After then, we will be looking at briefly on the compensation plan of RoyalQ, and then just say a little bit on some networking abilities that everyone needs to have. Now, this training was made important because John Essie made some statements during the last time, during in our group, the Inner Circle group, where he explained that there are 3 ways to combat poverty using RoyalQ. One of them is through the RoyalQ compensation plan. The second is taking advantage of the holding opportunities which were shown to us by Dr. Money with all the necessary coins. And then thirdly is the trading itself, which he will be dealing in specifically. So we're just going to run briefly on those two, and then hopefully we'll get him on the call tomorrow or next. So if we don't have any member on the call, please, this is a good time to have them be on here because it's about to get serious, very serious. So please reach out to your groups, send messages to everyone to be on the call so that we can make the most of the time that we have on here today. So I want to share my screen immediately so we go directly to the first part of the topic, which is basically talking about introduction to cryptocurrencies, what cryptocurrencies are, blockchain, exactly what's the blockchain, and then I'll have my brother come on the call to tell us RoyalQ, the signal, and all the other important information. And so if you're just here on this call, please let us know where you're joining us from and how long you've been a member of RoyalQ. So I'm going to say Taj hosting from Lagos, member since June 2024. So it's good for us to have these like a session where we can ask questions. Please feel free to use the chat box to put up all your questions. For those questions that were not answered yesterday, we will do our best to answer them today. So if you have questions like yesterday, please write them all out on the call, on the chat box, and let us know where you are joining us from too, and if you're a member or not, because this meeting is actually, but also prospects. Right, so I want to share my screen now so we can go to the business of the day. So if you can see my screen, co-host, please help me add the people on the call as they come in. So introduction to cryptocurrency. So introduction to cryptocurrency is what we are looking at right now. I'm pretty sure that we have over 70% of this know what cryptocurrency is. Please, let me try to... Yeah, looks like you are. Yes. So if you can see my screen, just type the letter 1. If you can see my screen, just type the letter 1. If you can see my screen, just type.
Yes, we can. Yes,
Oh,
we can.
okay. Awesome. Good. So we're just gonna basically look at introduction to cryptocurrency and what it is and why we understand that with the cryptocurrency market, we are in business for a long time. Gone are the days when we are scared of doing businesses and we're thinking, how long will this company last? What if it crashes? Or how long is it gonna stay? There's nothing like that here because we're dealing with the market and we are just traders. The RoyalQ app is just something we use to access the market and trade on the market. And as we continue to see a company that is so responsive to the actions of its members, RoyalQ has at least every week or every 2 weeks, gives us updates and tries to make the system a lot better for all of us traders. So when we say what is cryptocurrency, we cannot talk about cryptocurrency without going back to the evolution of money. I'm sure all of us quite know the evolution of money, how money has evolved over time. Has evolved from the barter to gold to metal coins to paper money, plastic money, electronic money, and cryptocurrency. And when I'm asked cryptocurrency, I always say that cryptocurrency is the current stage in the evolution of money. Cryptocurrency is the current stage in the evolution of money, meaning that money has evolved over time to what we know today as cryptocurrency. But we cannot also talk about cryptocurrency without speaking about the underlying technology that created this cryptocurrency that is prevalent today. And the underlying technology that creates this cryptocurrency is what we know as the blockchain technology. The blockchain technology is the seventh wonder of the world because unlike the internet, which only has the ability to transfer information instantly, the blockchain in itself has the ability to transfer information and value instantly. And so we see that cryptocurrency is the brainchild of the blockchain technology. But as we speak today, there are so many and so we see that with what the blockchain is doing, it is now a technology that is being used in different spheres of human endeavor. Cryptocurrency, like we say, is the brainchild of the blockchain technology, and it was authored by who we know as Satoshi Nakamoto. I don't know if he's a male or a female or a group of people, but he authored the first cryptocurrency called Bitcoin and designed the first blockchain database far back as 2008, after we saw the Great Recession suffered by not just the banking industry, but the insurance industry and the real estate industry all over the world. This made humans begin to ask questions. So even these banks, they cannot even last. So even these banks, we cannot even trust them. So this so-called financial system, our shares can dump at any time. Our bonds can dump at any time. Our real estate can even fall so much that they'll do buy one, get one free. And so this made humans think, and thank God for the likes of Satoshi Nakamoto, who did not just only think, but put on his cap and then created what we know today as Bitcoin, creating a system where Mr. A can get money from Mr. B in seconds without a third party, without huge fees, without being scared of the network failing. And so what is this blockchain? Like I said yesterday, we learn from breaking of words. So blockchain technology, there are two words on there in the blockchain, block and chain. So all transactions that you do, when the transaction is requested, broadcasted to different network of nodes, and then created in blocks, and then chained together, and that transaction is complete. The beautiful thing about the blockchain technology and why it is highly sought after by many different industries in our human endeavor is the fact that it cannot be erased, it cannot be edited, it cannot be destroyed. So just imagine the fact that we have a government that is running on a blockchain, and we know all the contractors. We know the amount that these contractors were given, the day they were given, and what they are supposed to do with those monies given. It will bring so much transparency in governance. And as we speak, the blockchain technology is used in different spheres of human endeavor, from music to streaming, to insurance, to health, to gold and precious metals, a whole lot of different endeavors. And so we see that this technology has come to stay, and in fact, has taken basically over we know as the internet technology. And that's why we call the blockchain technology Internet 2.0. Internet 2.0. And so at this time, we're going to be looking at what RoyalQ is and why do we so much believe in what RoyalQ has to offer. And at this point, I want to call on my co-host, our coach, architect George Elendu, to take on that part of the training. If you have any question, once again, please use the chat box. Yakubu, you can raise your hand now. After the call, then we can answer you. Just type in your message on the chat there, and then we'll handle it afterwards. George, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much, Leotard. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. We can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Awesome. So welcome to everybody else that is on the call. We are approximately 111 or 12 people on the call right now. Once again, my name is Ikenna George Elendo, and I'll be taking us on this part of this presentation. Leotard has touched on the basics. What exactly is cryptocurrency? How does it work? Why was it created in the first place? And so on. If you're here on this call, you're most likely a member because, the links were shared mostly on members groups because of the task at hand, which is the training that is coming up by tomorrow or by next tomorrow. So if you're a member, I'm hoping that you know what RoyalQ is already. Of course, you know that it's an AI tool that is here to help make our trades easier, help make your life easier. During my presentations, I always talk about AI, artificial intelligence, and how it helps in whatever it is that you do. Whether it is a 9-to-5 job or you're a businessman or woman, an AI tool is available to help ease your life. So the reason you took that chance, the reason you took that step to become a part of RoyalQ is because you saw something in it. And trust me, this is the right place to be. So for those that are going to be part of that training tomorrow and next tomorrow, whenever it kicks off, please take it serious because this is a life skill that will be with you till the end. It is something that as soon as you learn it and you grasp it, it can't leave you. Trading as a skill is something that a lot of people pay thousands of dollars to learn. So for people to pay that amount of money to learn something, you should know that it is quite important because once you learn it, it is something that can't part ways with you. So moving on, we're going to be talking about what to expect during that training. What exactly is a signal? You've probably heard of a signal, or what exactly is a signal you've seen people drop signals in your group, or you've seen people drop cryptocurrency trading pairs in your group, and you're wondering, what exactly is TP? What is SL? What are these terminologies that seem strange to you? I'm going to give you a basic breakdown of what these things are. The first one, we're going to be talking about what a signal is. When you hear what is signal, signal basically is an instruction that is sent from a signal provider or an individual that tells traders what cryptocurrency to buy. Because we are talking about crypto in this sense, yes. So the trader is advising you on what cryptocurrency to buy at the time. And these signals usually come with a level. When should you enter? And when should you leave? So when they tell you when to leave is your take profit. You've probably seen TP. So yes, when you hear TP, it stands for take profit. Now, there are certain things that you need to consider while picking a signal. Number one, you need to identify the entry price. After these things, I will definitely share my screen to show you some of the some graphical representation of what I'm trying to tell you. Now, so first of all, you need to identify the entry price, because basically trading signals typically indicate a specific recommended buying and selling price. So the person who is giving you the signal will tell you, I'm expecting the market to go from this point to this point. So the first thing to consider, identify the entry price. The second thing to consider is the take profit price, which is what price is this person telling you to get out of the market? What price are you advised to leave the market? That is exactly what the take profit price is. Thirdly, you also need to analyze the market sentiment. Now, in layman's terms, this basically means, let's take, for instance, you're in the group and they drop a signal telling you to buy at a certain level and sell at a certain level. And maybe you were away from the group for like an hour or 2 hours. You come back to the group and you see that trade. I'm sure you've all experienced people asking, can I enter the trade now? Can I enter now? Is it safe to enter? So when I say analyze the market sentiment, when you come back to that group and you see that trade, you need to look at the chart. What is the chart telling you? Has the price gone way beyond the entry point that was advised? Has it hit the take profit? Should you still enter? So these are things you should consider so that you don't get stuck in a floating loss. Now, finally, you also need to monitor your trades closely after entering to ensure a timely exit. You know, it's one thing to enter a trade, it's another thing to come out of a trade successfully. Why I say that is, let's take, for instance, you were advised to take profit at 5% or at 10%. That is what the signal has advised you to do. But you are in that trade. You are currently in a profit of 5% or 6% or 7%, and you are waiting. Oh, now the market starts dropping back to 6 or 5%, and you're wondering, should you still wait for the market to go up or come down? At that point, if you decide to, you know what, I want to just take my profit right here, that is also smart of you, because yes, the market can go against you. So that is why I'm saying that you need to monitor your trades closely to ensure timely exits. Now, before we go ahead, I want to talk about how can you enter a trade that's given or a signal that's given in the group. I'm going to share my screen now to something that's really important for everybody to note. Lawyer Taj, are you there? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Carry on, coach.
All right. All right. So I'm going to share my screen now. And yeah, so basically, this is one application that I would advise everybody that wants to take trading seriously to get, which is TradingView. So here, this trading view is an amazing tool for people that are going to take trading seriously. And if you're going to be a part of that training from tomorrow, this is an essential tool for you to have. It works perfectly alongside with your RoyalQ application. So what is this trading view really? Now, let's take, for instance, let's go to the group and a trade like this is dropped. You are wondering, what does this really mean? It has shown you, one second, I'm trying to share my screen. Let's touch. Please, can you make me host so I can use the features
Okay, I'm
of
gonna make you a host right away.
yeah, to point, because I can't seem to point to this.
Okay. Yeah, you're the host now.
Okay. 1 second. All right, awesome. All right, so let's say, for instance, you see this signal dropped in the group. Now you're wondering, what exactly is all this? What am I supposed to do with this? First of all, the first thing you should note is, what is the name of this cryptocurrency pair that's given to you? What is this trading pair that's been advised for you to take a trade? And if you notice from here, over here, it states inch, 1 inch slash USDT. And right here as well, you can see that the price that this blue box right here is the price he's expecting the market to appreciate to. Now, let's go to the trading view, go to this exact 1 inch and show you what he was trying to tell you to do here. So let's go to trading view. This is what it looks like. So what you would do is you would come to your trading view. It's free. You can download it. Yes, if you decide to get extra features, you will need to pay for that. But to the best of my knowledge, and since I've been using it for free. So you would come to your trading view. On this search box over here, you would need to then click on it, search for the coin that was advised to trade, which is 1 inch slash USDT. I always prefer using the ones that are tied to Binance. So you would click on that one. This would open up this particular screen. Now, what do you do here? It might look complicated, but is my 1 second. Yeah. So you will need to click over here to bring out a full, to click on this box right here. This will bring out the full chart so that you see everything in clear terms. Now, this is what the 1 inch market is saying as we speak. So take, for instance, this is what was put in that group. You were advised to enter at a price of 0.237 and to take your profits at a profit of, let's say, 9%. So how do you get this? First of all, you would need to come over here. Keep searching for this thing. All right. First of all, you need to click on this. When you click on this, you will scroll down to price range. When you click on that, then you can adjust it to the price that's on that signal, which is in the group. You will then adjust it to the price that was in that signal, click there and drag it up to precisely what is advised in the group. As you can see, this is 9% that was advised, for instance. Now, there are a few things that you should look out for here. Number one is, what is the entry price? The entry price is this. 1 second. The entry price is this here. Now, what is the take profit price? The take profit price would be this. Over here. Now, I'll write it in clear terms so that we don't get confused. Over here, we have TP, or we call it take profit, right? Then down here, we have the entry price. Entry price over here. And this green bar that's right here is the current market price. If you notice, it keeps fluctuating. So right now, as we speak, the current price of 1 inch is 0.2730. That is the market price. But from the trade that was given in the group, you were advised to enter at 0.2734 and take a profit at 0.30, which we have right over here. 1 second. Here. So this is the level that's been advised for you to take your profit and leave the market. So these are certain things that you need to consider before taking a trade. So when a trade is dropped in the group, you come over to your trading view app, draw the lines essentially that, for instance, we've talked about the entry price, which is over here. Entry price. We've also talked about the TP, which is the take profit price, which is over here as well. So these are things that you need to understand when you look at a trade or a signal that is dropped. So right here, this trade is telling you that they're advising you to enter this trade at 0.2818 and leave the market at a profit of 8%. So this is just the basic thing that you need to know, especially in regards to the trading that's coming up tomorrow and next tomorrow. Obviously, it will all be explained in further terms, but this is just the basics that you need to know when you see a signal dropped in the group. Number one, what is the entry price? Number two, what is the take profit? Number three, what is the percentage? Then you can then decide, okay, I've been advised to take 10%, but I want to take 5 because yes, the market can go against you in hand than a loaf, a none. So it's always good to take profit whenever you can and not just wait for the market to do whatever it wants to do. All right. So this basically explains the basics that you would need for tomorrow and for the trading that's coming up. So let's touch. Okay, yeah. Michael Olele said, what time frame? Yeah, so it depends on what time frame you're looking at. Right here, if you notice, 1 second. I keep looking for now. All right, so right here, if you notice on this chart, the time frame allotted here is 15 minutes. The time frame right down here. I need to share my Lawyer Todd. 1 second, please. Lawyer Todd, can you hear me? Hello, Lawyer Todd, can you hear me clearly? All All right, great. I think you need to make me co-host and make me host again so I can't seem to share my screen clearly. Keeps bugging off.
Okay, I've taken the host. I'm gonna make you a co-host again so that you can continue sharing your screen. I'm gonna make you a
Yeah,
host so you can
thank you.
share your screen and use the pointer.
Yeah, it does make me host, I guess.
Yes,
Awesome.
you can go on. Yes, you can go on now. Yes, you can share your screen now, George.
Awesome. So, somebody asked, what time frame are we looking at? Good. Now, when you look over here, you can see that the time frame for this particular chart is 15 minutes. 15 minutes. So basically, for the trades that are going to be posted, it will basically range from 5 minutes to 15 minutes time frame. You can decide to go a step further and look at the 1 hour to know what the market is saying. But trust me, that will all be taught during the training. But you would need to stick to the basics of 5 to 15 minutes to enter your trades. That is what is advised for the training. All right. So, first of all, first thing you need to do, go download your trading view, set it up. Of course, it's going to be touched on during the training, but these are the essential things that you need to understand when you see a signal in the group. What is the entry price? What is the take profit price? And what is the percentage? What is the market telling you to do? And obviously, if you see 9% advice, you could decide to take 4 or 5. That way, you are out of the market if anything decides to happen. All right. So TradingView is a very powerful tool that would help alongside the RoyalQ application. So please, if you don't have it on your phone right now and you're looking to start that training, you need to go and get it as we speak. It's on your App Store, it's on your Play Store. This is what it looks like when you decide to download. So that being said, that is the basics for the training for tomorrow. So get the tool. Remember, entry price, take profit price and the percentage, and decide to take lesser percentages than what's advised so that you are not caught in between waters. Loitaj, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother George Elendu, for doing justice to all those little and very important steps that we need to know. George spoke about what a signal is, using the RoyalQ app to get signals, or following the signal normally dropped in the inner circle group by Professor John Essie, and what you consider while picking a signal, the entry points, and all the important stuff. And then how to enter a trade with a signal, the important parameters to look out for. He showed us an example using TradingView, one of Prof's trade, which he broke down what the different elements or digits stood for. From that, we have this meeting recorded. At the end of the call, I'm going to share the video to everyone so you can always go back and see the explanation that George gave, very succinct. And also he talked about what a TP in a signal is, a take profits. That's what it is. And it was very straightforward and easily understandable. So does anybody have any questions? Please use the chat box to ask if you have any questions. Please feel free to use the chat box to ask, yeah? How do I set up my trading view? You just go to your app store, download the trading view, you can register, and then ask for the video where the gainers coins were talked about, and then you can just follow the video and add those coins. You can delete everything on Forex, on all the other stuff, and leave crypto. When you leave crypto there, then you can use and do what you want on. You can have them downloaded there. Yes, so that is awesome. Do we have any more questions? Do we have any more questions? so that we can handle it. We still have professionals in the house who's gonna take care of everything. Some people talked about questions on sub-bin mode. I'm not seeing it today, or they already know what it is. Okay, so
Okay,
we're
so
going.
sorry, Lawyer Tad. Somebody saw a question from I think Onyeka.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's a she. She said, do I need to add these coins in my trading view? All right. So personally, if I see a trade, I always add it to my let me show you what I mean. Let me share my screen one more time so I can advise you on what to do. When you see a trade dropped in the group, what do you do? All right. So personally, remember we started off um, just logging on to TradingView. And I told you that the best thing to do at this point would be to click the search bar at the top right, the plus sign there. When you click on it, depending on the coin that's been posted in the group, you would then come here and search. So the coin that was advised to trade on was 1 inch slash USDT. So what you'd come here and you type 1 inch USDT. This is the best way to find any coin. Just whatever coin it is, just type USDT right after. So even if it is BTC, it will be BTC USDT, and it will pop up right there. And I told you, I always prefer using the ones that are tagged to Binance. Yes, you can see we have the ones that are tagged to OKX, to Bybit, to KuCoin, and so on. But I always prefer the ones tagged to Binance because I feel they are the most accurate. If someone has any other explanation to that, fine. But that is what I do. So the trade that was advised is 1 inch 1 inch USDT. Now, when you click on this coin, it opens this point. If you decide to add this coin to your watch list, all right. If you notice here, I have a watch list of things I do. Futures trading. I named this for RoyalQ. So these are RoyalQ coins too that I'm monitoring. So you can always add a list. And when you add the list, you can then add the coins that you want to monitor. So let's say, for instance, you decide to go trade that 1 inch USDT, the one tagged to Binance. Now, if you notice at the far right of Binance, there is a plus sign there. Once you click on that plus sign, it adds it to your watch list of choice. So because I already have a RoyalQ watch list, if you notice at the bottom here, it says 1 inch USDT. So I don't need to type 1 inch again whenever I'm looking for 1 inch. I just come on here and I slide down, or I can hold it and I can send it to the top. So it would move to the top over here so that I can always see it whenever I log on to my trading view. Now I would simply then click on the coin, click on the bottom right here, which would open the trade, and then carry out your analysis as I told you, where you draw your lines by choosing based off the signals given. You would draw your lines showing your entry point, showing your take profit points, and then the percentage. And of course, I always advise if 10% is offered or advised, I prefer taking 5% or 4%. That way, I am not stuck in the market in case something happens in the market. So I hope that is clear how you can add any coin of choice that you would like to monitor in trading view. All right. So I hope that is clear. Thank you very much, Dr. Touch. Please carry on.
Thank you very much, my brother George Alandu. If you look at the charts, we've been trying to answer all the questions on there. I'm just giving you replies on the chat so that if you can't even hear, you can see the replies on there. And I just want to scroll back and see if there's any new message on there. How can I stop a trade? Okay, that's nice. That's a good question too. Okay, so I'm going to go on on here. Let me try to log in using my phone so I can share my screen on the RoyalQ and have you answer
Okay,
it.
before you do that, Loyalty,
Yes.
sorry, just 1 second. Okay, I saw a question from Mrs. Bissy talking about please show them the time frame on Prof's signal, I guess. Okay, yeah. So I would like to share my screen one more time so I can go to the
Nice.
WhatsApp group
Yeah.
and show exactly where the time frame is in that trade. Okay, so share my screen. Awesome. So this is the trade dropped by Prof. Now, if you notice here, we have different time frames over here. You can see this is 15 minutes, this is 1 hour, this is 4 hours, this is 1 day, this is 5 minutes. So 5 with a lower M is 5 minutes. So this is a 5 minute chart. Every single candle you see here represents 5 minutes. So this is 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and so on. So if you switch a trade to 1 hour trade, it means that every single candle you are seeing is 1 hour spent. All right. So a green candle here shows that this was 5 minutes of uptime or of appreciation in the coin. A red candle here means this is what 5 minutes of the coin dwindling or losing value. So this 5M here is 5 minutes. This 1D here means 1 day. 4H here means 4 hours. 1H means 1 hour. 15M means 15 minutes, and so on. So I hope that is clear. Sorry, Lawyer Tat, for always interrupting.
No,
Please
you're
go
good.
ahead.
You're doing well. You're doing well, my brother. Thank you very much for breaking it down. I just want to run through the chat too. Mr. Alohutade Shedrack. Mr. Shedrack says, how can I stop a trade? How can I
How
stop
can
a
I
trade?
stop the trade?
Okay, we're going to look into that briefly. Apart from that question, is there any other question we can handle? George, please feel free to come in when you see something you can heat up, and then we'll go. I will share my screen and then show you how you can stop a trade for any reason whatsoever. I have a question regarding what you have been explaining about the trading view. Are you supposed to do these things when trying to pick a signal by ourselves or when the signal is already dropped? George, that's a question for you.
All right. So that's a question
Chimamaka Duke.
from Chimamaka. Okay, let me just get Amaka. Okay. So this is not compulsory. If you decide to, it's always advised to, because we are looking to learn. That's why it's advised that you become a part of that training that's starting from tomorrow. Because trust me, by the time you get into that training, you will not be asking this question. You would be the one looking forward to even analyzing your trades yourself with the help of a signal. It's one thing to know what you're doing. It's another thing to have someone guide you and you also know what you're doing. That way, that's like 2FA. That's like double authentication of what you're looking to do. If you don't know what to look out for in TradingView, it's fine. You can go to your RoyalQ, impute the details that have been given in the trade, and then enter the trade. Simple. But if you decide to go analyze the trade yourself, because what we are doing here in RoyalQ, we're not just trying to make you run on autopilot. No, we're looking to train traders, people that become good traders. It's a skill. Once you learn this skill, it cannot depart from you. It is something that will be with you forever. All right. So it is not compulsory that whenever you see a signal, you must come and do this on TradingView. No, but it is advised if you want to be sure what exactly you're looking at entering and what particular price so that you understand what the market is saying. All right. So if it's confusing at first, trust me, by the time you take 1 or 2 classes, it will be easy peasy. It's as simple as that. Lawyer Touch, over to you.
Thank you very much, George. I'm just running through some of the questions on here. Mr. Godspower said, supposing a signal was given, and from the onset, this trade started going against the tide. So if a signal is given and you're told to take profit, let's say 2 or 3%, and when you see that the trade is going against you, what do you do? That's a question from Mr. Gospower. George, can you answer that, please? Or do we have any other leaders in the call that would like to say
I didn't
that?
hear everything you said.
Okay, it said, supposing a signal was given, and from the onset, the trade started going against the tide. What do you do?
All right, if you were here when I started the presentation, I mentioned things to consider while picking a signal. The first one I said was identify the entry price, because typically trading signals indicate the specific recommended buying price and the specific selling price. I also said that you should consider the take profit price. Thirdly, I said analyze the market sentiment. What do I mean by that? I gave an example. That let's say, for instance, you were away from your phone and you saw that a signal was dropped an hour ago. You come online and you see that this trade was dropped an hour ago. I'm hoping that you've probably seen people that have been asking, is it safe? Sorry, excuse me. Is it safe to enter now? Can I still trade? Can I still enter now? You know, those questions are because they don't understand how to analyze the market. So if you come 1 hour later and you see that a trade has gone beyond the price that was advised to enter, either upwards or downwards, personally, I would look at that trade and back off for a while. Personally, that is what I would do. But depending on how far away from the entry price that the market has gone would determine if I can still go into that trade or not. If it has gone way beyond the price advice, I would advise you to stay away and wait for the next trade. Because trust me, as we always say, markets know they finish. There will always be another trade eventually. So it's not a do or die affair. It's nothing to rush. If you have patience, you will make money from trading. Thank you.
Awesome one, awesome one. So I'm sure you know the answer to that. Like you said, you simply check the price value of what it is when you come to the trade. And when you come onto a trade and you see that there's still an opportunity to buy, then you can. But check the price value and see if it has gone up the more. If it has not, or it is still in the same range or down, and the trade says take 4%, you can verily go for 2% or 1.5% and watch how it goes. One of the things that people do, some mistake that people make is as soon as the trade closes in profit, they don't even bother to look at the trade anymore. They're going to search for another one, forgetting that there are coins that are doing 50%, 40%, 80% growth in a day. And so you can imagine running with a coin like that. You can verily make profits from just one coin, 20, 30, or even 40%, or even 50%, if you are conversant, if you watch the trade, and if you are keen on following it. Now, someone asked a question, John D. He said, is TradingView connected to RoyalQ? No, TradingView is an app that helps you analyze the market. So when George explained, it explained that you can analyze the market or analyze the signal from your trading view, and then you go to RoyalQ to place the trade. You know, you don't place trades on TradingView. You only use it to analyze the market. Julia said, thanks, Mr. George. Do we need to link RoyalQ to TradingView app? George, over to you.
I don't know why you laugh, but no, you don't need to link your RoyalQ to your TradingView. Let's not get this confused. TradingView is not a do or die affair when it comes to RoyalQ. TradingView just helps give you a broader scope of what the market is saying. What is the market telling you? So if you go and look at what it looks like on TradingView, draw those lines that have been drawn even in the signals. That way you can see what the market is telling you, and then you can go to your RoyalQ and impute the figures to enter your trade. So trust me, By the time this, you join this training starting from tomorrow, these things will become as easy peasy to you as ever. By the time you start the training, you understand that these things are awesome to know. And like I said, it's a life skill. It is something that once you learn, it cannot depart from you because it is now inbuilt in you.
Nice one, brother. Thank you very much. Michael Olele says, what is the reason for comparing the trade on RoyalQ and TradingView? That is because you want to analyze the trade or the signal if it's still good for you to enter. Or after this training, when you become a pro, you will understand why we go to TradingView to analyze the market using trend lines, using resistance and support, using candlestick patterns, bullish candlestick patterns, and whatnot. The essence of that meeting is for you to have at least 95% success in all your trades. Why we are doing this is to help everybody get away from floating loss. There are some trainings going on today that, believe me or not, very soon floating loss could be a thing of the past. And so that is why we say, get your 30 USDT and activate as soon as possible. What you get here is what you can pay hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars for and still not understand. Once again, I want to thank Professor John Essie for taking his time to sacrifice himself in sharing the knowledge that he has for everyone to understand. So, Michael Olele, the reason for comparing trade on RoyalQ and TradingView is with TradingView, you can analyze if the market is good to go, and then you come in. Mr. Shedrack, I'm going to come on to your question, how can I stop a trade? I'm going to do that on. So Cyril Wanule says, in creating a trade we have on a chart, switch to margin call and AI margin call. Which of them should be on or should both be on? What is the implications of any of them not being on? So switch to margin call means that you are giving the bot the opportunity to buy more of the trades when it is going to the deep. The AI margin call is quite about the same thing, but it just only means that it's an automated margin call system. So basically, it is normally on when you're creating or when you're switching on your strategy. Does the TradingView have an automated system that will help you draw the lines? That is, how does one draw the line with it? In Hedioha, of course, George took his time to show you on the TradingView different icons you can click on to get lines, to get arrows, to get all whatnot. But if you still don't understand, wait till the end of the meeting when we share the video. You can watch it, or you can go to YouTube and type in how to learn how to use TradingView. It's simple. Most of the things we ask are things that you can actually check for, but it's a good thing that you're asking because it opens the mind of others to actually understand too how it works. James Clark say, when the margin call stop due to insufficient funds, how do I fix it or what do I do? You got two ways to do that. Either you add money to your USDT in your spot wallet, or if you don't have money, what do? You leave it. When your margin call stops due to insufficient fund, it means that the bot does not have enough money anymore to buy the dip for you. It doesn't mean that your trade is ended or your trade is closed or you are losing. It only means that the opportunity you have to earn more when the bot has bought more dip for you, you are not having it anymore. You will only begin to earn upon the last place where the bot has bought that dip for you, which we call margin call. So there's really nothing to it. If you add money onto there, then all you just need to do is click on the trade and go and activate the margin call again. I will do that when I log in with the other device for you to see. So just remind me when we get on there. Good evening, Mr. Joe. Thanks so much. I have a question regarding what you have been explaining about the TradingView. Are we supposed to do things when trying to pick by ourselves, or we have already touched that? My TradingView does not have the indicator lines like Bollinger and KDJ lines. How do I get it on mine? Like we said, go to YouTube. You can type in how to use TradingView, or how to get the Bollinger and KDJ lines in TradingView. There are a lot of videos on there that can help you learn. Ladies and gentlemen, that thing called YouTube has a lot of information. You can self-learn a whole lot and understand a whole lot if you take your time. Because if you want to earn more, you must learn more. There's no two ways to it. So I said Grace Gold, Daniel Bassi, please write out your question on here so that it can be answered. We won't not allow you to take on the mic because we was just running a little bit out of time. So if you already entered, it's going down. So if you get to the TV and the price is lower than the TP, oh my Jesus. Ade Agbonle, I think you're trying to say if you get to the TP and the price is lower than the TP, what do we do? Take the lower price or stay at the stated TP? I think you need to rephrase because I don't.
Yeah, it's quite confusing.
Yeah, I don't get what you mean. I don't get what you mean on that. Maybe my explanation would make a little sense for you. So for me, I believe in scraping and scalping. If I put a trade to give me 4% and then I just log into my app and I see that the trade has given me 1.5%, brothers and sisters, I quickly close that trade first and reopen it again. Because in Sapele, we have a saying, oh no, it's even English. A bird in hand is what 3 ogburu in the bush. A bird in hand is better than 5 birds in the bush. So let me first take that profit first, then reopen that trade in the same way, because I see that it is still going up. So maybe that's what you're trying to ask, Mr. Ade. Of course, you can take when the price is profitable for you, even though it does not touch your TP, of course, you can take it, or you can wait for TP. But I just told you how I do mine. No, sir, yes, the training by Professor George, Professor John, in fact, George, don't be prof, sir. We'll be online. Yeah, you don't see your future already. So I've answered that Cyril's question. Yeah, so a bird in hand is the safest way to trade. Thank you very much. So how do you exit, please? All right, so I'm going to show you that when I log in with with my other phone. So those 2 questions waiting, you will have to remind me. Co-host, please have the people added on the call while I try to share my screen on here. Right, so I want to log into my RoyalQ using my phone. Yes, Madam BC, not be today, from the years of CF father. Yeah, pa.
Oh my God.
Right, so I hope you're seeing my screen now. Unfortunately, I do not have any trade open, but let me see if I can just open a trade just to show you an example of what we're trying to say. I'm gonna go to the 1000 Satoshi trade. So it's going to be a little slow when it's loading, you know, the internet in Nigeria. So my talk may be a little faster than what you're seeing on the screen.